Gadara, let me start with you in regards to the coverage on the Pope's coming. Have we flooded people with too much info, or is that accepted, given he's a very powerful man?
Well, I think you have flooded people with information. I don't think it's too much.
Relevant information.
But it's that's the point, is what type of information. There's been a lot of coverage of the razzmatazz around the visit. You know, he's coming, what's the security going to be like, you know, etc. But what's the content of this visit? What do we want out of it? This is a head of state who's coming. You know, people tend to forget that. You know, so what do we want? You know, what is our stand as government? I mean, when Kenyatta meets him, what's he going to be talking about? You know, and these are the sort of things. I said the same thing about the coverage of the Obama visit. You know, before he came, there was lots of talk about the beast, you know, and everything, but not really the content.
No, but the Pope, we've had issue. We've had that he's going to be talking about the climate change. We do know that he's going to address.
Yeah. What's our stand? What do we want? Well, what's our interest in it? So when he comes to discuss climate change with us, you know, we've been at the forefront on climate change issues, pushing some stuff. So we should be asking, you know, are we forming alliances with the Vatican? You know, how is this likely to affect, whether it is the climate change conferences that are coming up, etc. You know, what is it that we want? What's our takeout of it? This is what I would love to see us follow. The Pope has been quite vocal on issues like homosexuality, for example. I mean, when he said there's nobody to judge. Mm-hmm. I would really want to see whether anybody is interested in him questioning Kenyatta's view that it is a non-issue. You know, these are I want the meat of what the visit is about.
You want than just
you know, more than just the razzmatazz around it. That's, for me, it feels that that's missing.
Okay, Dr. Buka.
I think you know, all the sideshows or you know that surround the visit in themselves also make news. You know, we cannot not cover them because
of course, I'm not saying that you don't.
Yeah, so they would cover. I mean, they would actually make news, and a number of people are interested in that. I think for me, and I like what Gadara says. What's the content of this? We just need to be able to balance that. So in as much as we have all the all the shows around his coming, that you also then cover the content of his coming. But I think deeper for me is the context in which he is coming. And you know, looking at Africa, looking at Kenya and where we are right now, and the place of the religious leaders in influencing, you know, for example, government and decisions that are made. I think we must appreciate the fact that, you know, this is an important thing for our country, because we are, you know, a good percentage of the Kenyan population is religious. His visit, you know, in his visit, he's going to meet religious leaders from across, you know, from various denominations. And for me, the central question then is, in the context that he is coming in right now, a country that, you know, for us, corruption now is a national disaster.
No.
You know, you know, we've struggled with you know, so much, you know, the terrorism attacks. There's just been a lot that's happening. And what does this visit then mean for us in terms of even trying to find solutions to that? And then, of course, the fact that this in itself talks of the importance of religious leaders in influencing, you know, decisions, and have our religious leaders then been an integral part of, you know, for example, challenging the institutions that are there when they fall short of what they have, you know, what they have promised to deliver. So that for me would be something that I would wish to to see.
All right. I do have a letter here from the United States of America Ambassador Godek, which I'd like to read before we finish. But Claire, I'd like to hear your take on our reportage on the Pope.
These guys are too deep.
Do we sometimes look for too much information on something that maybe would be taken very lighthearted?
I mean, the Pope's visit, like, I know I've seen some people say, like, okay, fine, the coverage, how when he was in the US and is not like how it's been so far. It's not like how it's been done here so far. But I think also the razzmatazz of the things around the Pope's visit actually make news. I was following the Pope's visit, I mean, on TVS in the US, and I realized that actually they covered more of sideshows. It got to a point that actually they had a camera just on the road. Oh, he's supposed to pass here, he's supposed to pass here. So all those things so it happens to the best of us. Fine, yes. When it comes to this bit about, yes, he's coming as a head of state, I think what we probably need to look at, like, okay, fine, so what are Kenyans' interests with the so-called city-state that is actually heads? Yes, we've had a representative there, I think, from 1963 or earlier. And what are the relations between Kenya and the city-state that the Pope heads? I mean, those are some of the things that, yes, we need to look at. And as I said, you guys are too deep, like, okay, fine, the role of religious leaders and all these things. Yes, we need to look at that. But for my media colleagues, actually, I think, I know we just need to get our act right and not get carried away so much, and not get carried away and make the same mistakes that some of these minor mistakes that people like Gadara would use to fight us with at some point. So the thing is, I would like to say one thing, which actually I know this is a mistake we make all the time. Please, people, don't say that Cardinal Njue is the head of the Catholic Church in Kenya, because he's not. Okay.
And as we finish, Dr. Booker, this is an opportunity, and we've had great opportunity to sell Kenya, just by virtue of the fact that we have spotlights and cameras focused on Kenya because of the visitors that we have. Here we have the Pope again. What could we have done differently in the media to ensure that this is an opportunity for us really just to build up our tourism and have Kenya in a positive light, displayed in a positive light?
Demystify Kenya to the rest of the world. It's interesting when you look at the international coverage of his visit. I can't remember which international media had said this is one of the riskiest visit.
No, it was CNN again.
It was CNN again, you know. And
no, it was not CNN.
I don't think it was CNN.
But it was. CNN called it his most dangerous trip.
Okay.
Like they said, a very dangerous trip.
So you then see
and France had warned that he doesn't.
Okay, I'm told that we are running out of time.